Thank you for joining me. I'm glad you're here. Today we're going to take a look at RPG Maker MV. I'm going to share with you some information and instruction on how to do graphics in RPG Maker. You will see many different versions of the RPG Maker software. They all have their strengths and weaknesses. Some are better as they are newer and have some more features, but they all function basically the exact same way. I'm going to share this information with you so that hopefully you can get a kickstart on your game development journey. RPG Maker is one of the absolute best, if not the best, game engine to start learning game development with. So, to get started here, we'll first take a look at our editing mode. When we edit our scene here, we have two editing modes. We have these two buttons here, and if you hover over them, you'll see that you have the map. That is the map and the event mode. So what we want to enable when we are working on the graphics of our environment is the map mode. We have a number of different layers here, which all use different parts of a tile set. And a tile set is a set of graphics that allows us to create our environments. The tile sets all have specific tiles, and in the case of RPG Maker, they can automatically adapt to certain use cases. For example, we see that if we use this ocean tile here, you can see that it is automatically changing the tiles on the corners and the borders so that we can see that there is a border. It's not the literal tile that we see here. It adds a border to that as it intersects with the terrain. This is an excellent feature. It's something that RPG Maker does, which is easy to take for granted. Say, for example, as we use this here, if we want to make something that looks more like a flat terrain here, and you can see that if we put just the dark grass, you can see that it uses a context-sensitive tile just there. Now, I'll go ahead and shrink myself down so we can see more of the screen. One of the best parts about RPG Maker is it has high discoverability. Let's go ahead and just experiment with some of the tiles that we have available to us. You see, I've clicked that and it seems like we now can put in what looks like more shallow water, so we can convey the difference between shallow water and deep water. Let's try some of these other tiles here. What does this one do? With RPG Maker, especially because it comes with all of the assets that you need to make a complete product, you can experiment and just see what works, what doesn't work. What is most important when you are building an environment and you are creating your scenes is what are you conveying to the end user, and how readable are your visuals. Visuals are not about literal representations, especially in this visual aesthetic. We have a high degree of abstract visual communication. If we use a tile like this that looks like a desert, you can see it kind of looks like we have a path there, but it doesn't look that natural in terms of its boundary with the grass. Let's go ahead and try a couple more things here. So you can see that it is clear. It does look like a path. What do these things look like? What do they visually express? What do they communicate? I'll go ahead and then try this tile here, and this one now looks like more natural of a path. So high discoverability is one of the strengths of RPG Maker. Now you might think, what if you want to... Now you might think, am I able to draw in a bigger way? Can I fill a bigger space? You don't just have to use the pencil tool. We have two other tools here. We have the rectangle. Let's go ahead and select perhaps this desert here. So you can use a rectangle, or you can use this here. This should be an ellipse or a circle. It's not technically a circle. Circle is equidistant all the way around its radius. An ellipse can have arbitrary width, height. So these are useful tools. It is especially useful when you are creating little forests using trees like this. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of our other layers here. Let's say we want to place down some mountains. We can select the mountains here. We can select some trees. Perhaps we want to put some snow mountains in here, like this. And in this case, let's see if the ellipse tool is appropriate for that. It does make it a little odd using the ellipse tool. Perhaps the rectangle tool is a little more clear for that. Now you can see how it has an inorganic, unnatural look to it. Let's go ahead and select these tiles here by clicking and dragging, and we can select multiple tiles simultaneously. And if we click in between the mountains, you can see that we can sort of have a bit more of an organic look. So I'm clicking. Okay, so that looks a bit more organic. Now we do want to add the caps of these mountains here. Let's go ahead and click and select. And we can fill those in. That looks quite organic. Now, this feels pretty satisfying. Let's go ahead and just add a little ruined castle there. Now the ruined castle is a little bit sad, makes me feel a little lonely. Let's go ahead and add a non-ruined castle just over here. The most satisfying part about a game is after you make edits, you make additions to your work, you can play and test your work. So let's go ahead and run our game now, and we will explore the environment that we have just created. One of the great things about RPG Maker, again, that we take for granted is that the tiles are all automatically set up and you can follow those graphics as a template as you create your own graphics. But you can see that the collisions are already set up. I cannot walk through the mountains. And as we go behind the peak of the mountain, you can see that we are having our characters depicted as behind the mountain. This is excellent. It's great that RPG Maker does this for you and you don't have to do all the programming for that yourself. It's so satisfying to explore an environment that we have just created. So the reason why we can walk over that is because you may want to enter a new environment. So that is walkable, that is traversable. Let's go ahead and check our other castle as well. Looks like we can traverse that, but we are unable to walk over the top of it, so it maintains a sense of depth. Now, what should you do if you want to make the environment larger? Let's go ahead. We will right-click on our map here, which is the map that is currently open, and we will click Edit. We can see that we can change our width and our height. We can also change our encounter rate for enemies. Currently, there are no encounters that have been defined. Let's go ahead and edit, and we will add some encounters. And let's increase the width and the height. You may click or you may type a new number in there. And let's click OK. Now you can see that we have created more space so we can build a bigger environment. Is there a way that we can fill this empty space? We have two other tools that we haven't taken a look at. We have Shadow Pen. It adds or removes shadows of walls, which is very useful. And we have Flood Fill. Again, let's just go ahead and experiment. Again, RPG Maker has very high discoverability, so get in there and have fun. Experiment, try new things, see what you can learn, see what you can find. We also have this here. Ooh, what a neat little green mountain. Now, I think we may make a mistake and we'll have unintended results if we use that fill tool. And we have filled our environment with mountains. Let's go ahead and undo that. Go back to our single pencil tool here. And you can fill the environment with whatever detail you see fit. What a neat little building just here. This looks like it would have a telescope for viewing the stars. Neat little building. And again, readability is very important, but you also want to direct the player to where they should go. So let's go ahead and just add a little bit of detail here so we can guide the player in an organic way into points of interest. So you may work on that however you please. That's very interesting. But what if we would like to add graphics that don't exist in the base assets for RPG Maker? Let's go ahead, save our work, and check out the internet. Please ensure that you have your parent or guardian's permission before logging on to the internet. If we take a look at rpgmakerweb.com, you will see that there are additional downloads. I will link this in the description of today's episode. And if we take a look here at tools and materials, we have SRPG Gear MZ. This is excellent, and that is something that I recommend you take a look at. We have a RPG plugin set, and this will allow you to make action RPGs like Zelda. We can take a look at this another time. We have a few sprites that we can download, so we'll just download some just so we can see the process of adding them to our game. And it looks like we have a pop-up. This is why it's so important to have a parent or guardian here with you, is that unexpected things can happen on the internet, and your parent or guardian will be able to assist you with dealing with those complications. Let's go ahead and click on this again and see if we don't get a pop-up this time, an advertisement. It looks like I keep getting more pop-ups, and this is very unfortunate. It looks like we've come across a bit of a logistical issue here with the RPG Maker website as I'm trying to download, and it looks like this one just brings us more and more endless advertisements and pop-ups. How unfortunate. Let's go ahead and download some more sprite sheets. Let's go ahead and click on our archive here. We are using WinRAR. I am using the free trial period, which only lasts 40 days. So when you download WinRAR, please ensure that you use it within the 40-day trial period. Let's go ahead and return to our RPG Maker project. Now, how do we add the graphics that we just downloaded? How do we add them to our game? Well, let's try and find on our own if we can look for where to add our graphics. What if we click on Resource Manager? You can see that we have animations, battlebacks, characters. I wonder if we can click on Import. Now, Import allows us to select a file and add them to our list of characters. And it's important that we select the right category. So what we will do is we will go to our graphics here and we will extract this to a directory in our computer. We'll just go ahead and put that in our D drive for now. Now with our characters, we will import our graphics. You see we have navigated to the directory that is D and Time Fantasy. Let's go ahead and just select any of these and see if it works. So we have Sheet Winners A1. Let's go ahead and select Open. Okay, looks like they are in there. Now we want to change one of the graphics here. So before we can edit that, we will have to change our editing mode. We will click this button here for our events. You can see that we can now edit our event. We currently have this sprite here. Let's see if we can find the sprite sheet we just imported. That would be this one here. And it looks like we can select them. RPG Maker will automatically determine the resolution and they will adjust accordingly. So even though this sprite sheet is a smaller resolution, we can still use it. RPG Maker will adjust for that. It looks like we have a much smaller looking character here. Let's click OK, and you see we now have that new character in there. Let's go ahead and repeat the process and we will import more graphics to see what those will look like. So we will return to our download list. You can see that there are a number of assets included in this pack. Let's go ahead and click on this character, and we will also go to faces and we will import a new face. It looks like we can import this one just here. So let's take a look at our database here. We have our character generator, which we don't want. What we want is our database. We have our characters here. Let's go ahead and change our characters' graphics here. This is the asset we just imported. We'll click OK on that. And on our character, we double click, select the new asset, and it looks like this one has not been formatted in a way that RPG Maker understands. Now, as we can see, selecting this is resulting in graphics that aren't really usable. They're pretty messed up. They're not formatted correctly. This is important to keep in mind, as our graphics need to be formatted correctly, or RPG Maker will not be able to understand the visuals. This is why there are so many example templates in there, so much example graphics for you to build your graphics by following the template. However, we imported those other visuals earlier, and you can see these have been formatted correctly. Let's go ahead and select one of those. If we run our game, we will see our new graphics taking effect. You can see we have our new graphics with our new character in there. As we are developing games, we will always find things that go wrong, and it is important for us to develop an understanding of the things that can go right, that can go wrong. We need to have a deeper understanding of those issues and how to possibly fix them. I hope that this has been useful to you. Thank you for spending some time with me. Let me know if there are other topics you would like me to cover. Be well, take care of yourselves, and make some video games.